again. Thank y'all for being here. My name is Elias Rumaili. I'm the TxDoT Brownwood District Engineer. Can y'all hear me in the back? Uh, First, I want to thank Representative Jim Keffer for being here, and from Senator Charles Perry, we have Pam Dutton here. Okay. Thank you for coming. Uh, this project started about 15 years ago. You may not believe that, I started 15 years ago. And the administration, TxDoT administration, decided that we need to have rest area in Eastern County on I-20. And we were fortunate to get that. So 15 years ago, a decision was made, we need to have a rest area here in Eastern County. So we started working with the city of Eastland, city of Cisco, city of Ranger, and of course, Eastern County. And we're going up and down I-20 trying to find location for the rest area. The key was we need to find a willing seller for the land. But we were not going to go and do condemnation for the land for the rest area. So we were fortunate enough to find two locations. One here, right here, is for the westbound traffic, and we acquired the right of way about 52 acres in this location. And about 5 miles west of here, we find another location for the eastbound traffic, and we acquired 43 acres. So we finally found location, and as you can see, it's a beautiful location. So from day one, once the decision was made where they're going to be, we start working with City of Ranger. And I'm going to mention that now, Jeannie Pruitt, been from day one. Thank you, Jeannie, for all your help. You helped us throughout the whole thing. And we had to get water from the City of Ranger. We had sewer. They helped us in all aspects of the project. So a decision was made. Our design team was formed. The Brownwood District Office in Brownwood started the design on it. And our job was to design the parking lot and the ramp. And our office in Austin, the maintenance division, they were in charge of developing the plans to design the building. So from our office, the design team, we have our design engineer, Bruce Grant, our designer, Mike Smith, and our PPMD, Jason Scaffley. And in the maintenance division, we have Andy Keys. Andy, I'll let you introduce the team later that works on the project. But so it took a good team effort, so we get the team together, we designed the plans for the rest area. But we didn't have funding for it at that time. So the key is, as Mr. My boss here says, get the plans ready, we'll find the money. And sure enough, we get the plans ready, and we found the money. And we led the job in October 2012. And the contractor selected for the job was J. Mill Contractor. We started construction on it. Our area office here was in charge of the construction. And the area engineer is Larry Smith, and the chief inspector of Ernest Cole. And so they worked on the construction, and also the maintenance division oversaw the construction of the building. The construction cost for this two rest area, one location here, westbound, and one location kept eastbound. The construction cost was about $17 million. This project took a lot of coordination, a lot of effort from everybody involved. It's a good team and good partnership. TxDoT, Brownwood, and Austin, with the City of Ranger. It was Judge Field, City of Eastern County, and of course our state representative Jim Kepler. We all worked together on it. as partners, as a team. And because of that, we have this facility. Thank you again for coming. I appreciate that. So we'll start the presentation. Next speaker we have State Representative Jim Kepler. As you know, Jim is represent District 60, and the district has 8 counties. 4 of those counties are in the Broward district, and Eastern County is one of the 4 counties in the Broward district. We've been working with Jim for 20 years. It's been a good partnership, a good team effort. I want to thank you, sir, for your service to the state. But thank you for supporting transportation. Thank you for supporting TxDoT, and thank you for everything you do for Eastern County. Please help me welcome Representative Kepler.
Very much. It is sort of amazing. This project was okay 15 years ago. My, how time flies, right? But anyway, it is something. Elias, TxDOT, of course, had Larry Smith, a personal friend for many years. You know, TxDOT office we have in Brownwood, and the people we have around here make it easy work. They care about rural Texas because they are rural Texas. They understand our needs and what we have to do to stay viable in this state, the state economy. And it's easy to work with people like that to get the big picture. So, and Elias is just the next engineer, executive we have that understands and believes in that too. Thank you, Elias, for your great work. But it is. Y'all did pick the most beautiful spot. You have Bankhead Highway, able to use that. We were here a couple of months ago, or a couple of weeks, a month and a half ago, I guess, for the unveiling of the historical marker. And so it all works together. And it's nice that people that have vision of how to make things work together, how to make things sort of interplay and work off each other, which I think is very, very important. So it's one little part I had to play. It's always a group effort, and everybody knows that, to make something good happen. And I'm very, very proud. Not only do we have the rest areas on the east and west lanes, hopefully in December, we'll be able to start on Ranger Hill. And we just have our state park down the road. So Mr. Ferguson here, John's here with that. So we got a lot of great things going and to be proud of, more to be proud of here in Eastern County and the surrounding area that we call home. So anyway, with Judge Fields and the people here that are going to be carrying on, I know that we got nothing to worry about. Now, I do want to warn you, Rex has about 5 or 6 pages of notes. We don't need an hour-long discussion from him. So y'all feel free to go on to ribbon cutting and still up your sleeve. But anyway, we couldn't have a better person in that position either. So I will introduce to you Judge Rex Fields. God bless you. God bless Texas.
Yeah, really all I have to do is just correct what he said and then say a few amens along the way. But Jim, thank you for your kind words, and I'll echo what Elias said. Thank you for 20 years of service to House District 60 and to all of the state of Texas. We're going to miss you, buddy. Let's give Jim Kepler a round of applause. I just have 40 or 50 minutes worth of speaking. I'm not sure when the ribbon cutting happens, but this is really a great day for Eastern County and really for the state of Texas, and especially for the 18,000 vehicles that go up and down I-20 through Eastern County every 24 hours. These safety rest areas give us a good place to have a break, take a little time away from your driving, get refreshed, get a snack, and maybe learn a little bit about history in here. And I'll tell you something else, both SRAs give to Eastern County is a great location for an emergency operations center. Chief Fox is back here, and he's already nodding his head. There's my amen right there for Chief Fox. The emergency operations centers that we can stand up here, give our fire, law, and EMS people a place to stage our resources that we need in any kind of emergency event, whether it's weather related or motor vehicle accident. Chief Fox has been out here in Ranger Hill far too often working some kind of event. And this has been a blessing to have any one of these up here on the top. So, in closing, see, I didn't go very far. What, 3 minutes?
Yeah, but some people close a long time.
Yes, my closing will now be 45 to 50 minutes. No, I'm just very proud to have both SRAs up and running in Eastern County, and I encourage all the traveling public to stop and use these. Thank you very much. Thank you, Elliot. Thank you, my TxDoT partners, and the City of Ranger.
And we've been working with you for 10 years. And as partners. I mean, I appreciate what you do, sir. And you've done a good job supporting TxDoT. I remember, Jim mentioned Ranger Hill. I remember we had some issue with it, and the judge went all the way to Tyler and talked to the commissioner about Ranger Hill. That's the kind of person we have as the judge of Eastern County. Thank you for what you do, sir. Next, we have Andy Key. Andy worked with TxDoT, and he's the man behind the scenes. He's the one that really behind all that. He's the one, his section in the maintenance division, the one that was in charge of design and everything. So I appreciate it. Andy, thank you.
Really, it's a long-awaited opportunity to be able to say we're finished with this and see the things that are done. Unfortunately, I'm not going to give the most friendly part of the speech because I kind of like to bring it home a little bit. My job is to kind of say, like whenever I heard Elliot say 17 million, I saw you all back there talking to each other, man. I feel it's important to talk a little bit about that. But first, Texas is the worst state when it comes to fatigue-related accidents. The worst being the highest numbers. There's about 100,000 fatigue-related accidents in the U.S. That's based upon the National Highway Transportation Association records. And there's about 71,000 with injuries and 1,500 with fatalities, unfortunately. Texas is number one, unfortunately. And it's not because of our bad roads. It's because Texas is special. We've got a lot of lonesome highways and people are people. Unfortunately, just all of us are busy times these days, and we got to get from here to there, and that's real important to everyone. And your body can't take it, so that's what happens after. So, you've probably noticed a lot of the rest areas around the state are dismal, and they fill up the trucks, the little old ones that we used to have, and they just don't do the job for their real purpose. So, we came up with an idea more than 10 years ago to make a difference. We do that with a real neat partnership. This has been a great time to be able to get. I always tell people I got the best job in Texas because I actually get to get out of Austin, get to see real people, get to be friends with real people. Many of which, this is relevant because of that. This is relevant because the architects and engineers that work with me spend the time with the community to see what the needs are, to see the types of things. What happens is people start users along the highway start seeing that, and they say, this is pretty neat stuff here. There's some things that, they aren't going to get that. I mean, you go to the interstate from New York to California, and it looks like the interstate. We're real careful about that with our standards. When you get right down to it, you get off the road and you see a place like this, it kind of transforms your mind a little bit. That's the idea. I'll get back to the dollar part of that. I think I need to clarify something about that. A whole lot of this, matter of fact, more than half of this project cost is $17 million for two sides. I like to break it down like that, but here's that. So more than half of it is roadway. Look at all this truck parking that's out there. That's a real problem in Texas as well. And it's a good problem to have. Texas' economy is doing good. And that means moving goods. So you've got to have some place for those. I mean, they will park along the frontage roads, they will park on the shoulders, and they don't have a place to stop. So that's one of the things that's really important. It's a big expense. If it was up to me, use the money, I would have very little truck parking because it's not really serving a lot of fatigue-related stuff. It's a business deal. But it's necessary because they're going to park here. Okay, let's talk about the money one more thing. We're using federal dollars. We've been using, this was federal dollars that built this. It's a transportation enhancement funding. It can't be used to build roads. It doesn't compete with a lot of the projects that roads that are needed around here. You all know I'm not going to bring them up because it might be a sore subject, but it doesn't compete. This is money above and beyond, and if we didn't use it, we'd go back to the feds. So it's money well spent, I believe. It has been really fun working with many people around here. You know, of course, Jeannie's been on top of this ever since the beginning. I remember a long time ago when we were meeting over Ranger College and we were trying to get the community together, and some of you were there, I'm sure, when we were talking about what our vision was before we started designing all this. And then much later when construction started, we got a larger group together and tried to get a lot of different communities together here to find out what's relevant. And I want to say we're finally monster. But that doesn't help. You need to have things from here. And I think that the people were very, very good about sharing what they thought was important to them. The way we look at it, this is the community's front door. This is the only representation they will get that represents their area for the travelers up and down this highway, unless they leave and come out off the highway. So we've done some studies and we've done some research where these types of facilities are really, really an economic boon to the community around it. We use that as a draw for both folks to stop. Do what they don't want to do, which is stop. Obviously you're going to get some of them because they have to stop and pee. I like to say that, right? But there's much more than that here, and that's where you get people slowing down a little bit, finding out the interesting things around here. Like, this is the project I learned about Old Bankhead Highway 1, and it's important to the people around here. I found out that very, very quickly. Very quickly. We had a really, really nice ceremony a couple of months ago down there. That was the first time I think we've ever had a historical marker ribbon cutting at a restaurant. That's kind of a big deal to me. And it's also important because Bankhead Highway, which is right back here, you need that when you're leaving, be sure to look on your right, you park in the little historical marker, and you can walk on Bankhead Highway. That's the first highway goes across the United States before Route 66. People don't know that stuff. But it's very important, I believe, in transportation. As a matter of fact, I think before they could get the route through Texas for that, Texas had to have a state highway department. Guess what? That was TxDoT. So it's the formation of TxDoT, which 100 years ago, next year, will be our anniversary. So that was a part of it as well. Otherwise, this thing, we wouldn't be here, this road would be going through Oklahoma. So this is a real big deal for us. And, you know, you can tell I've got Texas pride about what's going on in here, what kind of things are here. I think it's a good representation. I think when people do stop through here, it makes a big difference. Now I'm going to get back to some more numbers because I'm an engineer. That's what happens sometimes. But whenever the statistics have been dropping quite a bit since I was looking at it from 10 years ago to today. Just about 2 years ago, 5 years ago, there were 9,000 fatigue-related accidents in Texas. Early on, I said there was 100,000 in the U.S. That's 9% of the whole U.S. That's a lot. That's way too many. Okay, last year it was down to 8,000. That's an improvement. So it's, you know, that's really good. We're heading in the right direction. Actually the fatality accidents, and when I'm using these numbers, I'm talking about accidents. I'm not talking about human beings. I'm talking about accidents. And so many of these fatality accidents may have more than one fatality, unfortunately. But that's been reducing as well. I looked at the data that we've got in our crash records, and for the stretch of highway that runs right across through here, there over the last 5 years there were 165 fatigue-related accidents, and that's sad. Because that 64 of which had injuries and 5 fatalities. Accidents. So you know that's not something we'd like to talk about, but that's reality. It's part of the driving deal. That's why places like this are essential. We can't just put nothing out here. But if we're going to put something out here, we need to put something that Texas is proud of. Something, you know, we're much better about doing that than other states. And I think there's a good reason behind it. We've got the support of the people that will provide the funding, which is which is a really good thing. One of the other things is that I kind of want to close with, because I'm going longer than anybody, but it's the way it goes. I'm a little enthusiastic here. One of the things that is important is that, like, from about 10 years ago, looking at the fatigue-related fatalities, I think the fatigue-related fatalities 10 years ago was 285 accidents with fatalities related to fatigue. Last year was 187. That's 95 fewer fatality accidents. Now, I'm using numbers. I talk about being an engineer and all this kind of stuff. We're talking about people. We're talking about people we don't know. That extra 95 people or 95 accidents that didn't happen, maybe it's somebody that you know, maybe some of you. It's about how many people are here. Maybe all of us. You know, you never know. But that's a big deal. That is a big deal. It might be, say, it might be my youngest daughter's future husband, who I've never met, and neither she. He may have been one of those. That's the kind of thing you do. I'm trying to bring it to a personal note. That's the way it is. That's just the way it is. That's why we're in this business. It may seem a little grandiose, but if you're going to do it halfway and it's not effective, why'd you do it? And I didn't get his name. We could build your state park for you, but that's not my core mission. Sorry. But anyway, also one other person that I wanted to thank right at the end is Sarah Horner. Also was very, very instrumental with out of the area office. She was missed, and I didn't want her to get missed. And Ernest Cole out of that area office in Eastland spent probably more time out here than I know he did during construction. And the attention to detail was amazing, just to get everything the way it should be. It's been a real pleasurable thing, and I consider the people here in the Broadwood District friends now, and that's one of the good sides of doing that. Larry was an excellent area engineer and keeping the contractor in line. And the contractor's not here, so I can talk about that. So. Okay, with that, I'll leave it back to you.
Thank you. Next, we have my boss. I think he may be in trouble, I'm not sure, but Mr. Bill Hale. As y'all may, some of you may know, he used to be the district engineer in Abilene and also a district engineer in Dallas before going to Austin and be the chief engineer. He's part of the administration, and it's an honor to have you here, sir. Thank you.
Here today, appreciate the representative and the judge, all the work that's gone into this thing. I do live in Abilene. I go back 10 years, went back and forth across this every week. I go back to Dallas and back to Abilene. And with it, I've experienced it several times in this area. When my parents would come to see us on Christmas, and they get stuck in Ranger Hill. And with that, there's been the ability with our representative and the people in here to get the next project going. It's very important that the next project gets started in December to get a ability to flatten the roadway, straighten the curve, and then make sure you have an opportunity and alternative to go if something does happen on the road out there to make it happen. So with this rest area, I feel like you just have to rest because you sit there all week long and you got Ranger Hill is a problem yet when you're resting a bit. So you got to do that. You also have a place for our inspector to inspect the road when they do the next part. The one thing I do want to say, I do a lot of history on the things we have to do. The Big Ridge. We talked about the one we said Richardson coming out here and some of the things they have over here. We talked about the Bankhead Highway and how it goes through here all the way from San Diego to DC. So I'm talking about the civil conservation crew. A lot of material is in this building that in replicating that as we go through here. The Model T that's in here, the ability to use the water, the rain runoff, notice the roots and how they collect the rain out here to balance that curve. And the scenic area that you have out here, all that put together for this thing is very safe part of it. The third thing is that the first by doing this coal mine out here in the county at that time in 1918, put that together up here. It was impressive with the fact that asphalt we had this area. They had the community how the plays that we had in the oil industry here is very important. Getting the next phase of it is important. We have this here, and I'm thankful to all y'all for working to take care of it as representative of the judge. So with that, I'm going to keep you out in the hot longer. I thank y'all for having us down here. We're very proud of the work that's gone on here around the district.